Hey guys, welcome back to another Flesh and Blood video. This video is proudly brought to you by the House of Cards, the official sponsor of my stream. Be sure to check out the link in the description below for all of your Flesh and Blood needs. If you were to take Kayo and pair him against any one of the new Mistveil heroes, I think the most interesting matchup you would get out of that would be Nu. I say this because Kayo offers a lot of raw power and can be extremely explosive, especially when you leave him with 5-card hands. But Nu, on the other hand, offers a lot of disruption, and cards like Bonds of Agony can actually strip 3 copies of a card from your deck. Sitting in the current meta, I think that Kayo has 2 advantages into the mirror. The first one being that he has a massive fridge. Savage Sash has added some amazing block and offensive capability to Kayo's arsenal. Now, past that, I also think that all of the Mistveil heroes are still being solved, quote unquote, and I think that when you pair that with Kayo's already extremely powerful text and cards, it makes it tough for the new heroes to hang on until we have a solved meta. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the match. Okay, we're playing against Nu, and we are going second. So maybe I'm supposed to take this point of damage here. I'm not sure. I really don't want to. I think I'll just keep the blue so that I was like attempt to not give them the effect. Ooh, they got a, man, that is very unfortunate that they got a Bloodrush Bellow out of that. That's tough. Now, more than likely they were going to get one anyway, but you know, it is what it is. I think I want to roll, because if I roll, I can throw Beast Within and then play Cast Bones. So I think I'm going to. But now we're just going to play the Cast Bones, and we have all hits. So I'm actually going to take the play of arsenaling the Beast Within. No, it's not. That's not correct. We could get lucky and like they could throw a Command and Conquer at us, and it would be insane for us, but I don't think it's the correct play. So we're just going to do it this way. We're just going to arsenal the Wild Ride, which is the most correct thing. Ooh, Rowdy Locals is in tour testing. All right, I don't really care about this card, so this is fine. And then we're going to pitch the Roughshod. Discarding the blue is a little awkward. We don't have what we'd like here. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I think we're going to do this, and then we're going to throw the Predatory Assault here. It might technically be more correct to arsenal the runner here, but I think just pushing as much damage as we can as early as we can is good. Redback Shroud is the next attack reaction, costs 1 less to play. Okay. So they've already given a lot of their equipment block here, and we're up 4 points going into this turn. So I think this is a pretty good spot for us, all things considered. I really don't want them to be able to take anything from our hands, so I think we're just going to play this safe. I mean, that's fine. You gain a life and then get this back to your hand. So maybe I'm just supposed to give Scabs here. I think my block was incorrect, because they can't play a reaction, and there's no like 0-cost pumps that they have that are insane. So, and then I guess they could have destroyed Shroud here if they wanted to, but I think I'm okay giving that up so that I can use Tunic to play Bloodrush Bellow here and hope that we can have a pretty aggressive hand and try to put them on the back foot quickly. Hopefully we roll into a blue here. It's like, if not, we're in a pretty bad spot, I think. So let's pitch the Agile Windup for Claw. Claw has guaranteed go again, so we like using this. And then we're going to come in with the Pulping. We hit a runner, and we get to keep our Bear Fangs, which means Bear Fangs is going to be for 10. So this is just going to be like an outrageous amount of damage. Well, hopefully it's going to be for 10. I was like, more than likely it's going to be for 10. So we put our opponent down to 14 pretty early. And we still have a Bloodrush and we still have a Cast Bones left in our deck. I think I'm okay just saying no blocks here. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of giving them something here, but I think this is fine. Excuse me, I think I got something stuck in my throat here. Yep, so 3 reactions. And, I mean, I guess technically they can take all of the Reckless Swings out of my deck, which is actually pretty good. That's actually pretty stacked. They want to take all of the Agile Windups out of my deck. That is also pretty good. Oh, so 3. So they don't get to take all of them out, but they do get to take some of them out. We can throw 6 and Intimidate here. Force them to maybe block with something they don't want to, which I think is pretty good. Our opponent did a pretty good job of like taking tempo back, but that hand wasn't really good to begin with, so I don't think there was a lot of... I don't know that there was a ton we could have done with that hand regardless. So let's do this. Let's not give them the ability to play multiple things here. Unless they want to use a reaction that gives go again. I would much rather force them to play a reaction here. I think I'm pretty okay just taking this one here and going to 27 levels, and they're going to say draw a card, I imagine. Oh, they've pitched 2 blue cards, so they get to come in for 5 and do that. Yeah, I think we'll take 5 here because we get to go E-Strike, go again, putting runner on the bottom. Now, we are giving up our arsenal here to apply some pressure, but they're at 12, so my opponent has to think a little bit about whether they just want to take that. And then throwing the Command and Conquer probably forces 2 more cards out of their hand, and this is a really good tempo swing for me. Now, it is unfortunate that I wasn't able to... There was a line where I could have just went E-Strike for 7. Excuse me. I could have went E-Strike for 7, putting the CNC on the bottom, discard the Agile Windup to make an Agility and a Might, and then Arsenal the... I'm having a stroke. And then Arsenal the runner, which would have been a really good play, but... So let's block here, make a Might token, and then we'll throw... Oh, okay, so I should have waited to block. That would have been pretty good. And they're going to Arsenal the Persuasive Prognosis, which is fine. I wasn't actually expecting... I mean, I guess we blocked 2 versus blocking 3 there, so I don't know. It's interesting. We're going to discard the Beast Within so that we do get the trigger off of it, and then... I think with this, I'll just make an extra Might token. I don't really want to Arsenal this card. It seems kind of mid to having the Arsenal, so I think I would much rather just Arsenal the Mighty Wind, or pitch the Mighty Windup to make an extra Might here, and then pass. Now, our opponent's done a very good job of mid-ranging us down the rest of the game, so that they could get us to a closer spot, but we're up 9 points. We have some equipment left. I'm trying to debate if there's any world where I can play the Beatdown. I don't know that there is. So I think we're just supposed to block 4. How many Justin Nicks have we seen? They've blocked with 1 and played 1. So if I block 5, create a 3rd Might token. I'm sorry, block 4, create a 3rd Might token. They might be able to push over the top. Venomous Bite, yep. That's unfortunate. So they get to take a card from our hand, which is okay, ultimately. Actually, no, it's not. That's tough, actually. I wasn't thinking about... Oh, they hit a blue off the top. In my head, they were going to hit a red, because that's the thing that makes the most sense for them to hit, but that is not how it went down. I do like that this is for 11. I mean, our opponent's at 12, and this is for almost all of their life total. Ooh, bingo's spicy. I like that. They reveal a card from their hand. If an attack action, and if it's an attack action card, it gets go again. Non-attack action, they draw a card. That's spicy right there. And they give a Fate Foreseen. Take 1, go to 11. And then we have a Might for next turn. I think this is a no-block situation. I'm hoping they don't have something good in their arsenal to throw at me here. That is very unfortunate. We needed them not to have something like that. Now, the good news is that they can't really get like a Leave No Witnesses or anything. They get a bingo. Let's think about this for just a second here. I mean, Bear Fangs is just the most, like, raw power that we can throw here. Part of me wants to get Runner, but we don't have an agility or a way to make one, so Command and Conquer is also a very good effect that we could get back here. So let's get Command and Conquer, discard the Pulping. And then they're going to throw this for 5 at me. I think I'm okay just taking 5, right? Considering that we have a decent hand, and I'll reveal the Assault and Battery to give this go again, which is fine. I don't really care about having go again. So we're going to lead on Wild Ride. We discard Clash of Agility, so this is for 7 go again. And we are unfortunately 1 resource short of being able to do what we want here. This is probably going to be no defense reaction, so Command and Conquer for 5. I mean, they know it's coming, so I like that they have to decide whether they want their arsenal or to give me 2 cards here. I do enjoy that they have to give me 2 cards. I don't like that we don't get an arsenal to play around another codex, but we've had a lot of good, like, this has been a very good game. There's been a lot of, like, good tempo swings back and forth. I'm going to say no blocks and go to 9 and hope again that they don't have something crazy to throw at me. I don't think I care about this, right? I mean, the Spider's Bite makes it to where even if I want to block this out, I have to block with everything. So I think I'm better off just going to 5. That feels bad, but it's good to get it out of the way so that my Wild Ride is clear to play. Well, at least I hope it's clear to play. We discard a Clash of Might off the top of the deck. And then, depending on how much damage they take, there is a world where this could be very relevant. Take 2, go to 5, and then 6, Dominate. Keeping the runner in the deck for later in the game. They go down to 1. And we don't draw the Reckless. They pass. We are at 5, they are at 1. They must have had a no block in their hand is the only reason they would have gone that low, I think. So let's play Wild Ride. We discard a Swing Big, which is not ideal, but it's okay. We get to use Tunic to throw Claw, and then we get to go E-Strike for 7. So I think we just win the game right here. I think we win the game. This game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, considering we were up 33-14. I really think that my laziness kind of kicked in there in the middle. Like, my comfort level went way up, and so I stopped playing and super hyper-focusing about the game. And I think that, let's go buff power here. And then this is for 7. So, but I think I just kind of started, I got lax in the middle of the game, and I was worried that it might, I was worried there for a minute that it might cost me the game to have played so lax there in the middle, but we were still able to close it out. On turn 3, my opponent threw Persuasive Prognosis at me with 2 cards left in hand. I made the decision to block with Scowling Fleshbag and with Scabs. I think this was incorrect because I should have just blocked with the Fleshbag. The only way that they could have pushed more than 1 point of actually trying to push over my Fleshbag block would have been if they would have broken Redback Shroud or if they would have had just a Nick in hand. And if they did have just a Nick in hand, we had a 50-50 shot at actually intimidating it with Scowling Fleshbag. On turn 4, I was able to put my opponent down to 14, which gave me a pretty significant life lead at this point in the game. And then you'll notice over the next 5 to 6 turns that my opponent actually played a great mid-range game and really brought the game back. And then the turn before I was going to win the game, my opponent put me all the way down to 5. I think this really speaks to the power level of Nu and how well the Assassin class can mid-range. On the last turn of the game, the E-Strike was almost guaranteed lethal considering my opponent had taken a bunch of damage all the way down to 1 the turn prior, which indicates that they had a no-block card that they ended up arsenaling. Now my opponent had 2 no-block cards, 1 in hand and 1 in arsenal, but either way, the E-Strike was definitely game there. Guys, if you see anything you think I missed, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.